Alright guys, I have another Mcfarlane Toys review for you today. I know I've been doing a lot of them lately, but I just keep finding some really good deals. We've got this Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn here. I got it for a couple reasons. One, GameStop had him on clearance and then had 40% off of the clearance price, so I picked him up for about 10 bucks. Hard to pass up on that. And the other reason is I don't have a modern Spawn in my collection. Now, if I were to just go out and pick a modern Spawn, it wouldn't be this one, just because of the lack of, you know, original reds and things like that. And I'm not the biggest fan of the blood splatter look or whatever, but, you know, whatever. Look, 10 bucks, I wasn't going to pass him up. I needed a good modern Spawn for my shelf, so why not? So here we have him here. Again, in all his glory. We got a picture of the figure on the side, picture of the figure on the back. I don't know why. I mean, literally, Todd McFarlane draws Spawn. We already have the figure here. Why couldn't he put some cool art on the back? Or maybe just something from the game, even? I don't know, but whatever. Whatever. Let's go ahead and crack this figure open and see what we got. Alright, so here we have him out of the package. Real quick, he does come with a couple accessories. If you can count a stand as an accessory, I don't. And then, of course, this right here. He's got his bloody axe, which looks pretty cool. We got the good blood splatter and everything on there. The nice green eyes. Everything looks good. This is painted nicely with the different tones of brown, and this piece on the bottom, and the silver paint and everything. This looks really well done. They did a good job painting this guy up. I like this one. Alright. So as far as the figure itself goes, here's what we've got. And what we have here is basically just a good, solid Spawn figure. Again, not in his original colors. He's kind of got this brownish orange, you know, color on him as opposed to his traditional red cape and you know, his boots and all his accents would usually be red. But this time we've got him in this kind of brownish orange, which I've never played the game. I guess is more accurate to the game. It's fine, whatever. It's not my preferred color, but again, you know, still a good figure, and still, you know, it's still unmistakably Spawn. There's no way to get around it just because of slight color change. So, looks pretty good. The sculpt is really nice. We've got the spikes and everything here. We do have some sculpting there on the feet, just a little bit. We've got the boots there. We've got the pouches. We've got the wrist there. The gauntlet here with the big spike on it. We got good texturing all along the skin, which almost makes it look kind of like it did in that Spawn movie from the 90s, which, by the way, underrated movie, and I think it actually still holds up. I know a lot of people hate it. Don't care. I love that movie. Head sculpt looks really good. As far as just the way they've got it set up, looks nice. I like that the whatever you call these, the white parts on his face are actually molded in and not just painted. So all in all, looks pretty good. The cape is not really flexible, which I would like it to be a little bit more flexible. It's kind of stiff and rigid. So that's probably going to hurt articulation. As far as the paint goes, the paint actually looks mostly really good. There is a couple problems here I'll show you here in just a second. But, you know, from the little spikes here in silver to the white here on the chest, the blood splatter looks really good. And I like they didn't just throw in some random, just bright red color. It's kind of this translucent red paint splatter, which looks really good. I think they did a really good job with that. So paint apps look really good, except on mine on the face. So first off, you see that white dot on his eye right there. I don't know what that is. That's just, you know, they didn't paint it properly. He's also got a couple of white spots on his chin and a white spot on top of his head. You know, I'll probably be able to clean those up, but would have been nice had it not come in with those issues right there. So paint is mostly good, but the head has some issues there that would have been nice if it was something I didn't have to deal with. Alright, so as far as articulation goes on this guy, you know, we've got the standard arms and, you know, shoulders, bicep curls. Now on this arm in particular, because of this gauntlet right here, his arm doesn't come up that far. It does come up a little bit farther on this side. With the hips, you know, we've got good splits there, double jointed knees come up, and he can basically kick his own ass, which is good. We got the ball joint ankles, which are not my favorite, but they seem to have the ratchets in the proper place, so they seem to work pretty good. We do have the toe articulation there. So basic Mcfarlane articulation, nothing to really write home about or anything. Head doesn't move too much, but we do have some swivel there and a little bit of tilt. Not much, but it's okay. So all in all, I mean, it's a solid Spawn figure. Mine has some issues there with the paint sculpt on the head, but in general, not too bad. So let's go ahead and compare him to some other figures and see how he stacks up. So first up, I got to do a quick comparison of this Spawn 2 from 1995 from Mcfarlane Toys that I've got. This one's obviously still in the package. I'm not going to be taking him out. It's an original one I have on the wall. He's not worth a whole lot of money or anything. I just think it looks cool with that old school 90s packaging. But this kind of gives you a good, you know, perception of how far things have come when you look at the differences between these two. Not just the size, where we've got 7-inch here, and this is maybe, I don't know, because his knees are a little more permanently bent, but he might be 6-inch scale, give or take. Certainly a lot of stylized stuff going on in this package here as compared to the new one, but obviously with the articulation and the detail and the paint and the sculpt and just all this stuff, you can kind of get a good idea of how far Mcfarlane has come with their stuff. Alright, so first comparison here is going to be with my current favorite line of action figures right now, and this is the Mcfarlane Warhammer stuff. On the left, we've got the Dark Angel Space Marine. On the right, we've got the Chaos Space Marine, and I think these two look really great next to Spawn. There's a lot of cool, kind of trippy, medieval, steampunky elements that are shared here that I think work really well together. Alright, here he is on the left with Raven Spawn, and on the right, the old school 1995, 1996-ish Vampire from the Wetworks line. Alright, so for some 6-inch scale comparisons here, we've got a couple of Marvel Legends on the left, we've got Symbiote Spider-Man from the Sandman Build-A-Figure wave, and on the right, we've got Daredevil in all his 90s glory in that shiny armored costume, which I always loved. I thought it was great. And yeah, these two look pretty good. Alright, and lastly, to throw up some imports here, we got SH Figuarts Batman Ninja on the left, and on the right, we've got SH Figuarts Joker from Injustice. Okay, so now we got to talk about price. And look, this guy usually goes for around 20 bucks, give or take. And yes, obviously, I did get him considerably cheaper than that at around 10 bucks, and that's great. Will you be able to find him for that much? Maybe, maybe not. So the question is it worth 20 bucks to go pick this guy up? Whether it be online or at GameStop or wherever. Is he worth 20 bucks? Yeah, I mean, it's a good figure. Is it my ideal Spawn? No, it's not. Would I have paid 20 bucks for him? Probably not. Not because the figure's bad, but because I would want a more traditional looking Spawn as opposed to this version of it right here, which is fine. And certainly if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, or if you just already have a good Spawn collection, yeah, this is still a great figure. It's worth the 20 bucks, and yeah, you should definitely go get it. If you're looking for that like one and only Spawn for your collection, I would probably pass on this guy and go for a more traditional look, even if it did cost you a little bit more money. Again, like I said, the reason I picked this guy up is I was able to get him for 10 bucks, and that's definitely a steal, and I just don't think that's something that anybody could have passed up. But, in general, it's a good solid figure. If you like it, if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, or if you already have a Spawn collection and you don't need that one perfect Spawn, yeah, it's absolutely 100% worth the money and definitely something you should pick up.